Russian President Vladimir Putin thought he had outsmarted Ukraine by installing supposedly impenetrable air defense systems in the occupied territories. These defenses were meant to shield Russian troops and secure future advances. But Ukraine has just proven him wrong, again. On July 9th, the Black Forest Brigade of Ukraine's 413th Separate Raid UAV Battalion carried out a daring drone strike that destroyed a Russian Buk M1 system worth $10 million. While the exact location of the strike wasn't disclosed, it's likely it took place in the Donbas region, where the brigade was previously active. The success of this operation stemmed from a combination of intelligence work, advanced drone navigation, and the sheer firepower loaded into Ukraine's FPV drones. The Buk M1 never stood a chance. Ukraine's reconnaissance drone captured the entire event on video, showing the Buk M1 traveling along a dirt road before stopping near a tree line. A Russian soldier was seen fleeing the vehicle, and the system attempted to hide, but Ukraine's drone had eyes on it the whole time. Moments later, an FPV drone appeared, flew into the trees, and struck the Buk M1 directly. The explosion turned the system into a burning wreck. This strike was months in the making. Reconnaissance troops first spotted the Buk M1 in May, but weren't authorized to attack. Instead, they relayed its position to drone operators who tracked the vehicle for weeks. When the system was in transit, most vulnerable, they struck. The Buk M1 crew had no time to respond, attempting only to hide it in the trees, unaware they were already too late. To understand the significance of this strike, it's important to know what the Buk M1 is. Known to NATO as the SA-11 Gadfly, it's a self-propelled surface-to-air missile system designed to counter threats like cruise missiles, helicopters, and fighter jets, especially Ukraine's F-16s. It's mounted on a tracked chassis with radar and a launcher that carries 4 missiles. The system can track targets up to 20 miles away and at altitudes of 72,000 feet, guiding up to 3 missiles at a time toward a single target. Its 9M38 and 9M38M1 missiles, with their X-wing design, carry 155-pound warheads powerful enough to down aircraft with ease. The Buk M1 is also mobile, capable of reaching 40 mph on roads and nearly 28 mph off-road, giving Russia the ability to reposition it quickly across the battlefield. This mobility makes it a formidable threat, one Ukraine is increasingly learning how to neutralize. Ukraine has experience with the Buk M1, having inherited some from the Soviet era. This familiarity gives Ukrainian forces an edge in identifying weaknesses and knowing where to strike. The July 9th video showcases that precision. Ukraine not only located the system, but hit it in a critical spot, rendering it inoperable. And this wasn't a one-time victory. In fact, it's part of a pattern. In November 2024, Ukraine's Putin Brigade destroyed its 1,000th Russian anti-aircraft missile system, a Buk M1. That success was followed by similar strikes in March and May 2025, all showing the same tactics. Reconnaissance drones track the target, then an FPV drone delivers a precise, devastating hit. Russia's attempts to camouflage the Buk M1 under trees have repeatedly failed. In the March strike, the explosion even triggered the detonation of the system's rocket fuel, suggesting Ukraine might be deliberately targeting missile compartments to amplify the blast. Russia's crews have tried makeshift armor to protect the Buk M1, but even that hasn't worked. In May, another Buk M1 tried fleeing across a field before hiding in the trees. But again, a Ukrainian drone found and destroyed it, ammunition exploding in a spectacular chain reaction. These repeated strikes highlight 2 key points. First, the Black Forest Brigade has become a nightmare for Putin, consistently targeting and eliminating his air defenses. Second, Ukraine has developed a clear, effective strategy for dismantling these systems. Track, wait for the right moment, and strike with inexpensive drones, and it's working. The implications go beyond the battlefield. According to Ukraine's Ministry of Finance, by July 10th, Russia had lost 1,093 anti-aircraft units, about 1 per day since the war began. In August 2024, Business Insider reported that these losses were forcing Russia to stretch its defenses thin, leaving even supposedly secure areas exposed. We see the effect of that in Luhansk, where Russia claims full control, yet Ukraine is still hitting targets. To compensate, Russia is moving air defense units from other regions, even installing fake S-300 and S-400 systems in the Far East to conceal their redeployment. This weakens Russia's influence in Asia and raises questions among its allies about Moscow's ability to protect shared interests. Their strikes also open tactical opportunities for Ukraine. As Russia rushes to cover one area, it exposes another. Ukraine could launch decoy attacks to draw defenses away from actual targets, and because its drones are so cheap, FPV drones costing as little as $400, it can afford to experiment and strike frequently. By contrast, a single Buk M1 costs Russia $10 million. That's a staggering 25,000 to 1 return on investment for Ukraine. But the cost of this war goes far beyond equipment. Russia is bleeding economically. Western sanctions and Putin's spending spree have led to 20% interest rates, 9 to 10% inflation, and a labor shortage driven by a record low unemployment rate. Its liquid cash reserves have dropped from $117 billion in 2021 to around $31 billion. In February, the US estimated Russia's war spending at $211 billion. The Washington Post puts that figure closer to $300 billion by 2025. This matters because it limits Russia's ability to replace lost systems like the Buk M1. Putin must now choose between rebuilding equipment or recruiting new soldiers, decisions he never expected to face. And that's precisely Ukraine's goal. By forcing Russia into these dilemmas, it hopes to drain Putin's resources and slow the war effort. The July Buk M1 strike is a snapshot of Ukraine's broader strategy. Use low-cost drones to take out high-value Russian targets, weakening Moscow's arsenal and economy simultaneously. It's a war of attrition, and Ukraine is betting that eventually Putin won't be able to keep up. And that's just what's happening with air defenses. Ukraine is also dismantling Russia's armored ground forces. To learn how, check out our next video, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on the war in Ukraine.